helemaal vol
happy.
staan hoor.
For the rest, not a lot of you will have to walk, but a few of you will. Be warned, there is audience participation in this show. So look at the papers in front of you and the pens. The idea is that you'll be writing some stuff down, just so that you're warmed up for that. Thank you everyone for joining today at the Game Wrap-Up, as we will be going on a journey through the woke West. Our specific destination is Wokesville. So let's just walk. That was almost like. Let's just walk right over to the gate of Wokesville. And there seem to be two guards there. Hello, dear guards. To pass, you must answer one question. Is Plato woke? Jeez. I don't know. Is Plato woke? Do you think Plato would be woke? Does anyone else? Does anyone think?
American.
You think he's American? I don't think that's correct. I don't know. I think we have to maybe we have to do a little quiz to test our knowledge on what is exactly woke. Get to the bottom of what it means to be a wokey, a wokeroni, a wokicus. So I've made this quiz. Is Plato woke? At the end of this, you'll be able to deduce yourself according to certain standards whether Plato or anyone else is woke or not. Let's start at question number 1. Wait, oh my god, actually. That's a big false start. Someone opened the wrong presentation.
It's a very old one.
No, I don't know. Who would have done it? Let's see.
No, it's okay. They got a participation trophy.
Plato is all about backtracking.
Yeah, you're right in time for the stop.
Ja, oké. Ik was niet zo serieus.
That there.
Heel best. Bij de vraag kom je erop.
Dat dacht ik ook even hoor. Hoop het ging lukken.
Yeah! Oh. No!
Ja, niet te vroeg juist.
Yeah!
So we are at the guards and we have to answer the question, is Plato woke? And for that I've made a quiz. Sorry for the people who just came in. I did a bit of a false start, so I'll be going a little speedy. But yeah, to get to the bottom of the question whether Plato is woke, we have to dive into the topic. And we gather at the real first question. Because woke, to some people, would be described as an ideology, right? So, if woke is an ideology, then what do woke ideologies sacrifice on the altar of socio-political agendas? Is it A, logic, B, reason, C, rational thought, D, wisdom, E, facts, F, knowledge, or G, history? To give you a little hint, this is according to a certain Hollywood actor, but just write down your answer. I will be keeping score, while you will be keeping score. Are you ready? Let's turn to Hollywood actor Zachary Levi, famous of Shazam, who has written this beautiful tweet when someone asks him, "Hey Zachary, what do you consider woke?" To me, woke is indicative of any ideology that sacrifices logic, reason, rational thought, wisdom, knowledge, history, and facts on the altar of social-political agenda. We cannot start redefining words and their meanings simply to make a small portion of the population feel more validated in their subjective experience. And I think that's pretty funny that he said that, because right here he is kind of defining his own version of the word that does, you know, comply to his subjective experience. But All of the answers are correct. Everyone has 1 point. Yes, join, please.
Yeah.
It's cool. Yeah, come
It's
in.
English, so join.
Feel free to sit on the ground or sit on a table or wherever you want to. Okay. When did the term woke first get used out of these examples? Is it A, in a protest song in 1931, B, a BLM chant in 2013, or C, a Childish Gambino song Redmer in 2016? Which of these do you think is the first mention of the word woke that we as a woke society know? Something that has gone on to define our wokeness. Well, let's turn to singer Leadbelly, who has made a song, Scottsboro Boys, about a group of black youth who got falsely indicted for rape.
Oh, the Alabama, and you better watch out. The landlord will get you, gonna jump and shout. Gospel boys, they tell what it's all about. Oh, some landlord, if they get you, boy, they gonna hang you. Oh, the Alabama, and you better watch out. The landlord will get you, gonna jump and shout. Gospel boys, tell what it's all about.
At the end of this song, he has a little afterword in which he says these
The
words.
United States got together, they got out 4 of them, and they come to New York. And the lawyer what got him out, I know him pretty good, I've met him. And he showed me the Scottsboro Boys, I shake hands with him, so I made this little song about it down there. So I advise everybody to be a little careful when they go along through that, but stay woke, keep their eyes open.
And it is, as far as we know, the first mention of the word woke in the context of it being... Sorry, monster burp. Being used to refer to being aware of systemic oppression. So oppression that comes from, any kind of political system, for example. This is a political show, by the way. Be warned. So the correct answer is A. Well, for people who did get A, can you raise your hand if you got A? Whoa, okay. I see there's quite a few woke aficionados in this group. Next question: who called the Olympics last year? Who called the Olympics last year? You know, the sports event with the little rings and stuff? You called it? Only we have 2 people actually. Nice, the next question is going to be very fun. Here we have Olympic gold medalist boxer Imane Kalief. And this question is pretty simple. Is Imane Kalief A, cis woman, B, an intersex woman, or C, a trans woman? Who thinks they know the answer? Anyone? Oh, here we have A. A, you think A, a cis woman? Well, it's not weird to think anything else than that, because there are a lot of newspapers that reported that she would have been intersex or trans, and that would have been a big blight upon the Olympics. But this was all based on a non-disclosed test that the IBA, International Boxing Association, a boxing association which has ties with Russia, fun fact, who are known for their internet trolling. So, yeah, the correct answer... actually, who would have thought something else? Well, Revilio, J.K. Rowling. Here we have your Anon News, who tweets, Imane Kalief should sue every single account and outlet saying she is trans, which, are a bunch. And because assholes are putting their life at risk, her life at risk, it is illegal in her country to be trans. The continuance of the blatant trans lie continues unfettered on Twitter, which is a place where a lot of things continue unfettered. And the continuance we shall now dive into. J.K. Rowling responds that the idea that those objecting to a male punching a female in the name of sport are objecting because they believe Kalief to be trans is a joke. We object because we saw a male punching a female. I don't know where she saw that. She must have been on a different channel. She says media outlets might, the next day, she makes a blog post where she says media outlets might relish the surge of clicks they gain by distorting biological realities. However, these lies have serious consequences. It could get someone killed. But another serious consequence could be getting sued by Imane Kalief, which J.K. Rowling is now experiencing. So the correct answer is A, a cis woman, and the source is Imane Kalief herself. Next question. Influencer says what? Here we see one of the Logan brothers who is going to start in this clip saying, I don't want to come over like a woke asshole, but like, A, society systematically oppresses the poor. B, white people the white elite have dismantled rap music. Or C, dude, women have it hard. Write down your answers. Write down your answers. This is a very hard one. It seems pretty bespoke. Let's watch.
Come across like a woke asshole, but like, dude, women have it hard.
Any woman in the Zaal wants to agree with that? Yeah. Oh, you actually raised your hand. Do you have a specific experience, or you want to talk about it?
I think I'll keep it to myself.
I won't. Next, so yeah, correct answer C, dude, women have it hard. What kind of unusual behavior got the ex-CEO of Primark fired? Is it A, unspecified harassment of a woman, B, propagating child labor, or C, horrible taste? Well, let's dive into this little news article. The chief executive of Primark, one of Europe's biggest fashion retailers, has resigned after an investigation into his behavior toward a woman in a social environment. So correct answer A, unspecified harassment of a woman. Yes. Why did Miss Hendricks here get more than $750,000 in a crowdfunding campaign? A, shadow surgery. She doesn't like the shape of her shadow and she wants it to change. B, calling a kid the N-word. Or C, for funding cancer research, recently cut off by the Department of Government Efficiency, which was the government department led by Elon Woke recently. Elon Musk. Well, what does anyone think? Raise your hand if you have a feeling. Cor?
It's B.
It's B?
I hope it's...
You're correct. Let's watch the video! No. But I would like to point at these two donations that have been made to this crowdfunding campaign. Average White Man and White Lives Matter both donated $14,088. And something interesting about this is, just look at the likes. That's 17,000 likes for a donation. There must be something up with this. Well, I don't know if everyone's aware of the term dog whistle. A dog whistle is a coded message usually spread through the internet. And 1488 is a Nazi dog whistle. The 14 in 1488 stands for the 14-word slogan. I'll read it to you right here. We must secure the existence of our people and a future for white children. And as Nazis kind of have a hard time counting, they actually have a second part of this, of another 14 words, because this just wasn't enough. Because the beauty of the white Aryan woman must not perish from the earth. That's the 14-word slogan being referred to here with the 14. And then we have the 88, and for this part, well, let's just go to the alphabet. Can we maybe count together?
1,
2,
3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
H.
Oh.
So 8, H, number 8, H, H, H. Does anyone know what that could stand for? No, maybe that's not. It stands for Heil Hitler. So now everyone here knows a Nazi dog whistle, and I beg you not to use it. Be aware of it when you see it on the internet.
Can we reappropriate it? And
1488?
No, just 88. Just happy holidays.
I'm down. Okay, now it's time for the video game round. Because there's a certain group of online people called the woke content detectors. This is a group on the internet which tries to define whether each game is woke or not. And they have a pretty simple system for it. They have 3 ratings they can give a game. A game is either not woke, still slightly woke, or woke. And this, they post their reviews on Steam, and on Steam it looks like recommended if it's not woke. informational if it's slightly woke. So you can just read and decide whether yourself you would like to play this slightly woke game or not. And when it's woke, it's not recommended. And the process of defining whether a game is woke, well, let's take for example Spider-Man 2, a game that came out pretty recently. Here you have internet user 4HY8B8DK70FXK, who starts the thread with Marvel Spider-Man 2, and then a list of things he thinks is woke about the game. So it has a gay homecoming dance mission where you help a guy ask out another guy for homecoming. Yeesh. You play as a deaf girl. Peter is anti-gun, which I think is just in the comics. And there are multiple LGBTQ flags, which is pretty interesting because it takes place in New York. I don't think there are any LGBTQ flags in New York. There's also a section where there's a Planned Parenthood. So those are some reasons that this game might be woke, and then you have someone like Rayo Sombrio who says, "We live in dark times. Propaganda is becoming more and more blatant and damaging. When I played Marvel Spider-Man 2, I had to walk past the Planned Parenthood." And you also have a beautiful person like Predator 8U, as an old man, hearing this, kick to the nads. Spider-Man games have always been solid escapist fun. The above list means only a white libel could have wrote it. I don't really know what a libel means. I assume lib, it could be worse. I've noticed white libs are far worse than the actual hate-filled MINOs, which stands for minorities. If a black dude wrote this game, Miles would be picking up white chicks up at a club, not helping deaf girls get dates. Blacks hate woke shit on a primal level. An observation. I really don't know what kind of Spider-Man comics he reads. There's not a lot of picking up girls at the club, and there's a lot more just helping people. Your friendly neighborhood Spider-Man, not like your suave. And then you have someone like Furin who says, "Thanks, I'll add this game as not recommended." And then there's the review. It's not recommended because it contains overtly pro-DI, anti-gun, blah, blah, blah. So, why is this game woke? Let's start with Microsoft Flight Simulator 2024, a simple game where you get to live out your wildest fantasy of being an aircraft pilot. How could a game like that be woke? Is it woke because A, you can make your character colored even though 90% of pilots are white? B, your boss is a woman? Or C, you might walk into two men kissing in the airplane bathroom? Does anyone have an idea of why Spider-Man 2 might be woke? Microsoft Flight Simulator, which of these three would you have written down? A. Well, that's a pretty interesting answer because it is correct. Despite white males being 90% of pilots, the presets for making your character are overwhelmingly people of color. How dare you, as a black person, try to be a black aircraft pilot? So yes, A is correct. Count your score. Why is WALL-E the video game woke? Is it A, there's a romantic story thread between two non-binary robots? B, you can unlock a BLM skin for WALL-E if you complete a certain side quest? Or C, the player controls a trash compacting robot? I'll let you think, let you process it, which of these would be in WALL-E and would make it woke. The player character is a trash compacting robot. Woke? That's way too pro-environment for me.
Is the movie woke as well, man? Is the movie woke as well?
They only do video games. I don't know, man.
Great message on Steve.
Yeah.
The movie you play as a character.
Yeah, I don't think you play as one, so maybe not. But maybe maybe try and figure it out for yourself. Insurgency Sandstorm, which is a video game where you shoot people. A, is it woke because you have to acquire a gun license in the tutorial? B, female soldiers are just as capable as male soldiers in this video game. Or C, not enough child soldiers? Or is Insurgency Sandstorm woke because everyone written down their answer? It portrays female frontline combatants as just as capable as their male counterparts, and it ignores the involvement of child soldiers. So this is based upon opponents where child soldiers were used and they didn't let you shoot them in the video. Horrible. So B and C are both correct. Why is Smite woke? Smite is a game where all kinds of legendary gods and mythical creatures come together to fight each other, which, you know, it's like most of the video games that we've described so far. Is this game woke because A, Aphrodite is too curvaceous, B, Achilles has a boyfriend, or C, the god of the hunt is a woman? Yeah, you do. Does anyone have an idea which of these would make a game woke to you?
C.
C? Well, let's see. Achilles' lore explicitly describes Patroclus as his lover.
Which is accurate
Yeah?
to the mythology.
It is. There's a lot of interpretations that go around, and that actually a lot of people saying that Patroclus was his lover, but as it is myth and legend, it's kind of complicated to really say whether something's factual or not. But yeah, it's pretty accepted. So the correct answer is B. The woke content detectors seem to think it is horrible for a Greek character to have a boyfriend. Don't know if a lot of people are aware of the Greeks, but they were pretty gay. Now it's time for the pronoun round. Here we have character Shamura from Cult of the Lamb, and I would just like to ask, is Shamura, what kind of pronouns would you use for this character? Just based on eyeballing it. Xeno/more.
Yeah.
Who dares? Who dares?
I would say they do.
Correct. They, them. Which is also why this game is woke. Because this is not a she, her, or he, him. Here we see Eddie Brock. He's sitting at the cross in a Catholic church contemplating suicide. What kind of pronouns would Eddie Brock use?
They, them?
No.
Oh.
Anyone else?
Symbiote.
Symbiote? He, him. It's not that hard. Eddie Brock's a he, him.
I saw the
Where it gets a little more complicated is if you see the black blob here.
Oh.
This is actually a symbiotic alien organism from the planet Clintar. What kind of pronouns would a symbiotic alien organism for the planet Clintar use, you think?
I'll be back.
I'll be back.
I can't find it.
It. Yes, it. Correct. And then, as it is a symbiotic alien organism, it can fuse with Eddie Brock, and together, they make venom. What pronouns would venom use? Who dares? Come on, it's not that hard. We, us. He, him.
They, them.
They, them. Because they are, of course, two fused beings. But here you see one person talking, because it's just the symbiotic alien organism talking, so it does say, I am home. But they are they, them. Penultimate question. Remember, we have to figure out whether Plato is woke or not. Let's go to Ja 21. Ja 21 tries to, they apply a lot of motions in the Dutch House of Representatives, also known as the Tweede Kamer. Which of these motions has he really... Which of these motions has he actually sent to the Kamer? A motion to appoint a national coordinator to combat woke. B, a motion to enforce every party present to present at least one woman during the elections. Or C, a motion to pay reparations to Molukkers. What do you think?
It's definitely going to be C. I think, the conductor said it quite hard, and he finally saw that we need to pay them back, I guess. So.
Well, let's look at the motion in question. Noting that the ability to secure a safe and inclusive workplace are made part of the job profile for managers, of the opinion that this woke silliness should swiftly be stopped, we request the cabinet to appoint a national coordinator of fighting woke. So one person in this government whose sole job it is to suppress and stop wokeism from spreading through the country. Are there people here who would vote for this motion, who think this is useful?
I'd apply for the job.
You'd apply for a job? What's the first thing you would do to combat woke?
Just stand there, I guess.
Good.
I like woke silliness though.
You like woke
I
silliness?
I think we should walk on gay bar paths. Very weirdly.
I'm pro woke silliness, yeah. That's fun.
Well, I'm afraid that Joost Eerdmans is of another opinion. The correct answer is A. He wants to appoint someone just to combat woke through the country. It's interesting. There's a small little bonus question for this one. Let me just... Did Netherlands' largest political party, PVV, vote in favor of this non-woke but still kind of silly plan? Do we think A yes or B no? Maybe we can try it together. 3, 2, 1.
Yes!
Correct! Here, Together for Democracy, and of course, Ja21, Ja21 himself. And then we rise to the last question, but before that, I just want to ask, how many points do you have? How many points? You.
Well, I didn't do it because I got a lot of wrong and I was like, oh.
You can just guesstimate. You can just guesstimate. I believe your truth. We're woke here. Anyone else who has an amount of points they would dare share? 15? 10? 15?
Yeah.
8?
They them and the he hims.
Oh, fuck.
I won.
Well, could you then please come up? And then you may answer the final question. So here we have a little excerpt from Plato. Whereas Achilles, son of Thetis, having learned from his mother that he would die as surely as he slew Hector, but if he slew him not, would return home and end his days an aged man, he bravely chose to go and rescue his lover, Patroclus. So, we're at the guards. So, this question, if you get it wrong, don't worry. There's no serious consequence.
Yeah, I'd say Plato is pretty woke.
Why?
Cause he said the gay thing that he said the gay thing that the woke detector people didn't like in the other video game.
Correct! Something Plato agrees with, because, as has been said, a lot of people think Achilles was gay. You can stay here, because now that we've actually passed the quiz, everyone passes, by the way. This is woke. If one person passes, we all do it. Yay! Now we can actually go into the village of Wokesville. Where in Wokesville would you like to go? We have a few options: the ranch, the saloon, the sheriff's office, and the water tower.
They all look pretty woke to me, but I'd like to go to the gay woke one, the sheriff's office.
You want to go to the sheriff's office?
Yeah.
Thank you. Would you also, as a prize, like to be sheriff?
Oh yeah, sure. Yeah, I'd love to be a sheriff.
Okay, then I'll just have to, let me.
I would not
see.
abuse my power.
Yeah, my scan's working, so I have to just kind of scan you in a little bit so I can make you into the sheriff's Wokesville right here.
Alright, yeah. Good.
Yeah, would you like to choose a hat, please?
Oh fuck yeah. Can I please get a top hat?
Top hat.
Yeah. That's
Okay. Well, you're just chilling in your sheriff's office,
Alright.
and in Stamhuis Wilders. He thinks that he should be the sheriff so he can combat the woke mind virus. He challenges you to a duel. Do you A, walk away, or B, accept the challenge?
I'll fucking shoot him.
Okay, I want you to stand over there.
Alright.
And since Geert Wilders physically isn't here, you have to just pretend I'm Geert. So can you just... Okay, well, there's a game to this, and I kind of want to play it. Should I reload?
Yeah, I'll reload.
Okay. So you can shoot me again in a bit. So shoot me when it says so.
Okay.
You'll be in a shootout with Wilders.
Okay. I missed.
I heard it. I responded to that. So you got that freebie, but you already did a very good job. Now you can return the gun, please.
Okay, now you want me to go?
Yes.
Sure.
Woo. Now what's the next place we want to go? Does anyone have a suggestion? Water tower, saloon, ranch? Ranch? Okay, we're going to the ranch. Well, in the woke West, there's no real need for cows, as cows kind of have pointy horns, and that's kind of scary to the cowboys. And there's enough soy milk to go around. So here we just have sheep at the ranch. So the cowboys can knit cuddly sweaters for their cowboy friends. Is there anyone who would like to be a rancher? Anyone who thinks up to the task? Love.
Woo!
Oh, be careful with those hands. Prime. Technology. Processing. And would you like to choose a hat, please?
Alright, give me also the top hat.
Also the tall hat. Cool, lots of different hats here. So you're the rancher. You're working at the ranch with all of your sheep co-workers. And specifically Shim here is the leader of the sheep union and comes up to you and asks you, we would like medical coverage for our family.
The sheep wants this.
Yeah, the sheep.
Well, congrats on being able to speak.
Bah, thank you.
You're welcome.
Oh, you speak sheep too.
Yeah.
Do you A, accept the terms? Will you give them medical coverage for their whole family? You'll get back the money on the crypto market anyway. Bitcoin is at an all-time high. Or do you B, refuse the terms?
What if I just didn't give them the terms?
Yeah, you choose
Yeah,
B?
I hate giving people rights.
No deal. A week later, you get an invitation to the burial of Shim's son, who just needed some vital alternatives. You can go back. Thank you very much for your cooperation.
Ran.
I think we're kind of friends there. I'm afraid that our time is running out together here in Wokesville. So let's just take. Do we want one more?
Yeah.
One more.
Maybe which one? Saloon or water tower? Saloon, water tower. Well, let's go to the saloon. We hear hot beats coming from the saloon. Would we like to investigate?
Yeah.
Investigate.
I heard one person say no. Some of you people might agree after you. Oh, in the saloon, there's ex-leader of coalition party NSC grooving on the dance floor. As we walk in, he looks at the DJ, grabs a mic. Filing papers, voting stuff, working hard, life is rough. Meetings everywhere, slowly losing all my hair. One day of work means a week-long frown. Fuck it, I'm going into town. Up in the club, all the students say, damn, whip out the move, say yes, ma'am. Now Now I'm tired of all the dancing. Time for some fresh air romance. A crying girl in the corner. She looks easy. Hope she don't have pronouns. Shit makes me queasy. Why are you sad? She says her study's hard, and that makes me mad. These days everyone gets a diploma. I could do it in a coma. ChatGPT will just write your paper while you're sucking all that vapor. You're ungrateful picky rats. Just look at all these stats. You struggle with your study. I know what'll help. Pay me money. Lunch studeerboete for you all. Our time in the woke West has truly come to an end, but I want to collect this moment. I want to collect us all together, and I specifically want to collect us all together as a big scan. So let me just, I'm just gonna get you two. I want everyone here. Yes, yes, thank you. Let me just. Okay, now this process. Hey, look. It's all of us. Thank you very much for coming. Are there any questions?
If Smite is woke, why is Zeus on the cover? And if like it's not woke, if Zeus is on the cover, or is woke if Zeus is on the cover?
Yes.
How many non-woke gods does it take to annul Zeus?
Whoa, I think 7.
That includes skin?
I think there are probably some gay skins in Smite as well. I'm pretty sure. There are also some
Christmas skins without Christmas.
Thank you all for coming. Thank you all for coming.
Go to Merel in de foyer.
Ja, maar ik ben er wel echt